Hey guys, we are watching now because we have somebody as Mercury, Rahu, and Gemini in the 8th house and the D9. Mercury plus Rahu and Gemini 8th house D9. The symbolism is almost tailor made for deep investigation. Mercury, intellect, language, analysis, information. Rahu, obsession, unconventional thinking, amplification, taboo subjects. Gemini, information, communication, curiosity, multiplicity. 8th house, hidden things, secrets, psychology, transformation, research, mysteries. Put together, this can produce an exceptionally penetrating and restless mind. The person may not be satisfied with surface level explanations. They want to know what's actually going on underneath. Extremely investigative intellect. This is probably one of the strongest intellectual signatures. Mercury in Gemini already gives a highly active mind. Rahu makes it hungry. The person may research obsessively when something interests them, go down intellectual rabbit holes, notice inconsistencies in people's explanations, connect seemingly unrelated pieces of information, become fascinated with hidden motives, question information rather than simply accepting it. Be very good at detecting patterns. The eighth house makes the curiosity depth oriented rather than merely broad. So instead of I want to know lots of things, it becomes I want to understand what nobody else is noticing. Mercury plus Rahu can create unconventional thinking. Rahu doesn't necessarily make Mercury bad, it makes Mercury unusual and extreme. The person may think in ways that others find unconventional, contrarian, highly analytical, provocative, unusually sophisticated, difficult to predict. They may naturally question assumptions, and because this is Gemini, they can argue both sides of an issue extremely well. That can be a gift, but it can also make them occasionally over intellectualize everything. The eighth house makes them interested in hidden subjects. This specifically breeds attraction towards subjects such as psychology, astrology, occult studies, mysticism, cryptography, investigation, forensics, financial systems, taxation, insurance, research, genetics, medicine, secrets and conspiracies, hidden political social structures, death and transformation in human sexuality and intimacy. The exact manifestation depends on the rest of the chart, but hidden information is a very strong theme. It can make the person exceptionally good at reading people. Mercury analyzes information. Rahu notices anomalies. Eighth house looks beneath the surface. This combination can give a person an unusual ability to detect contradictions, ulterior motives, manipulation, inconsistencies, things left unsaid. They may pick up on subtle changes in someone's language or behavior. However, there's an important shadow. They can sometimes see patterns that aren't actually there. Rahu can make the mind overconnect dots. So the same ability that produces brilliant insight can occasionally produce suspicion, overanalysis, or fixation. The mature expression is I investigate before I conclude. The immature expression is I noticed a pattern, therefore the pattern must be real. That's an important distinction for this placement. Communication can be extremely clever. Mercury in Gemini is naturally verbal. Rahu has strategic intelligence. The person may have a sharp wit, excellent verbal improvisation, strong debating ability, talent for persuasion, ability to manipulate information, strong writing/research skills, ability to understand complicated concepts quickly. They can potentially be extremely difficult to defeat in a verbal argument. But again, the ethical direction matters enormously. Mercury Rahu can be used for research, strategy, and truth seeking, or for deception and manipulation. The rest of this person relationship simplification. Because this is a Navamsa, Mercury Rahu in the 8th can also affect intimacy in marriage. The person may require deep psychological and intellectual intimacy. Superficial relationships may bore them. They may want to know what does their partner really think, what motivates them, what are they hiding, why do they behave the way they do, what are their deepest fears and desires. This can create tremendous psychological intimacy when expressed positively. But if insecurity takes over, the same placement can become excessive questioning, suspicion, analyzing the partner, difficulty simply trusting, wanting to know everything. So trust versus investigation becomes an important relationship lesson. The biggest strength and biggest danger. Greatest strength, the ability to investigate deeply, recognize patterns, question assumptions, and construct an independent worldview. The greatest danger, becoming so convinced by one's own analysis that questioning turns into suspicion or intellectual rigidity, and that's particularly